Listen, man, that street takeover life, I'm not going to lie to you, it's dying. It's not dead, but it is dying. Police departments are not playing games nowadays. Every state at this point, well, most states have passed some sort of street takeover bill, which basically says if you're caught at a street takeover, we're taking you to jail and we're taking your car and impounding it. Whether you were participating or whether you were just spectating, we're taking you to jail. That's exactly what happened here. Street takeover in Florida. Florida Highway Patrol pulled up 5 deep. These dudes was doing it in a parking lot, not even in the intersection. But they pulled up 5 deep and started chasing everybody. Out of nowhere, tell me why they singled out a black-on-black Dodge Charger Scatpack. For no reason. They just decided to go after him. He wasn't even doing burnouts. They just wanted him real bad. And they completely dismantled his car in the process, man. And you know, when Florida Highway Patrol is involved, you're not getting away. Sad situation here. Whole lot of profiling too, if you ask me. But let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a house that makes it a house vlog. You know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So I want you to watch this video and tell me if this Florida Highway Patrol officer was not specifically profiling this Dodge Charger. And it's not racial profiling. It's not based on race or nothing like that. All right, Tampa Police Department alerted the Florida Highway Patrol about an organized street takeover event that was supposed to occur in the city. Tampa Police Department officers advised that a large group of cars was doing donuts in the parking lot of University Plaza Street. Florida Highway Patrol responded. 1 trooper, 2 troopers, 3, 4, 5 troopers deep. They're pulling in real incognito, no lights, no sirens, real quiet. Yep. And now they disperse. They split up. Look at the boys scattering. They already know. Lights on. Look at them scattering. Gotta go. Look at that poor Scat Pack right there, man. All of these cars in the center of this video is this Scat Pack. It could be a RT. I don't know. My fault. I don't know. Look at the Chevy Malibu. Look at this other car that's in between them. Look at the Chevy Malibu. Chevy Malibu is in between them. The slower of the cars, right? The officer says, screw the Chevy Malibu, I want the Hemi. Chevy Malibu, the slower of the 2 cars, easier to get, would have been a piece of cake for the officer to get him. Nope, he wanted the Hemi. Is that not profiling? Oh man, he blew a tire. Look at that, look at the sparks coming up. Blew a tire, you already know what's going to happen. Oh wow. Look at this. This is a different officer's perspective. Look at all these other cars. Oh, that's a BMW. These motherfuckers coming out of nowhere, or everywhere rather. right here. He said, damn. Well, let me rewind that back. Look at him. Look at him. He said, damn, they still out there. Look at him, bro. This is a street takeover in a parking lot, not a cocaine crackdown. This is not Pablo Escobar shipping over keys. This is a couple dudes in a parking lot doing burnouts and donuts. All of this? Look at this. Look at them. Got their hands up and everything. You got it. They're so scared. They're so scared. Look at this. That was unnecessary. All of this over a street takeover? You yanking people out the car by the neck, slamming them to the ground? Look at your boy! All of this shit over a street takeover? And when I say street takeover, I'm simply talking a couple dudes in the parking lot of a Target. There was a Target in the background. All this type of response for that? This is not Pablo moving keys in Florida no more. That doesn't exist. We're not talking about El Chapo moving keys through Florida no more. That doesn't exist. We're talking about a couple dudes in a parking lot of a Target doing burnouts and donuts, and this is the kind of response that they get? It seems a bit excessive to me. I could be wrong. Not to mention, everybody and their mama went after the Charger. Look at this man right here, out of breath, heart racing. He's been preparing for this day. He's excited about this shit. My man played it cool though. He wasn't stressing. He was like, listen, it is what it is. I got caught me slipping. He was chilled about it. He was chilled. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
What? You doing donuts in the parking lot?
That cop is probably like 165 maximum. That right there, he probably weighs about as much as 2 of my tires on the back of my car. Or maybe 1 T-Rex tire, 160 pounds max.
You go like that, is that your phone? It is, but I made mistakes to get put in the driving lane right up to me, man. We're working on something right, but I didn't know it was going to be in the car away. Did your buddy come to you?
Oh man, they got his boy too? They got Fredo?
Okay.
Fredo going to jail? Damn.
Just stop. You're not driving. If you're walking down the street, just stop.
Man, bro.
Play it cool, just chill. Just chill, bro.
You don't have any type of government ID like this?
I'm going to talk to him. Like, you can look at my pad, bro. I just died out of fucking CPS, man. And I'm
Listen, I don't know if you're going to jail or not right now, okay? So let me figure this stuff out, but we just had to get everybody detained and out of the car. So
He said, I don't know if you're going to jail, but I just got to figure this out. We just have to get everybody detained and out of their cars, and we'll figure this out. You see what I'm saying? They just yanking you out your car, putting you in handcuffs, throwing you in the back of the squad car to figure things out. Now, mind you, no drugs involved, no guns, no gang shit, no colors, no flags, just burnouts and donuts in a Target parking lot.
I know it's a lot right now. Ride along in the car, and these takeovers.
He's just a passenger, too.
Am I going to be able to call someone?
Find out a little bit.
I don't remember the number. How am I going to get someone's number?
Do you have a phone in the car?
Yeah.
In the back of you? Okay, just give me.
Oh, no, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm about to fast forward.
But you're not required to talk to me. You can ask for a lawyer whenever you want.
I think the other guy that was in the passenger seat, he was talking about some takeover, and I told him, bro, I don't want to do none of that right now, bro.
Oh, yeah, he talking too much.
I can't get in trouble, man. I'm ready about to pull in somewhere safe over here. Not here. License is and he moved out.
I'm gonna go ahead and get out of there, man. My man talking too much. He was cool and chilling at first, but he started talking too much, man. But do you see what, like, am I wrong? Was that not a bit excessive over a street takeover? So let me read the notes here. Let's see here. On blah, 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 blah. Responding to the address, University Park Plaza, Tampa, Florida. This is in Tampa. Observed a large group of pedestrians gathered in the parking lot performing burnouts, donuts, drifting, and engaging in a street takeover. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about the whole street takeover bill, is they can pick and choose what they want to describe as a street takeover. 2 or 3 cars doing a burnout, donut, street takeover. 10, 15 cars doing burnouts and donut, street takeover. 10, 15 cars parked and 1 car does a burnout. That's a street takeover. And at that point, now that street takeover bill applies. Let's see here, because then he got charged with unlawful racing on a highway while engaged in coordinated street takeover. That's a felony. Aggravated fleeing to eluding. 2 felonies, bruh. 2 felonies. And my man wasn't even doing the burnout himself in the Charger. Now, this is specific to the Charger owner. He got 2 felonies. Unlawful racing on highway while engaging in coordinated street takeover. Because he was at the street takeover, he was in his car, and they assumed that he was the one doing burnouts and donuts. Aggravated fleeing to elude because he ran from police. 2 felonies. So that's the thing about that street takeover law. The same thing applies in Charlotte, because we just passed our street takeover bill last year, the year before. Last year, I believe. The year before last. 2023, I think, is when we passed ours. And long story short, they can call the street takeover whatever they want. I mean, the examples that I just gave you, 15 cars parked, chilling, talking, relaxing, socializing, engaging. And then 1 car comes in and does a burnout, street takeover. 3 cars chilling, 1 car does a burnout, street takeover. Doesn't matter where you are. Like, I used to think that a street takeover had to be at like an intersection or on a highway or on a street of some sort. This was in the parking lot of a Target, street takeover. At which point, that's a felony. You got a felony on your record for parking your car at a street takeover. You know what I mean? My man got 2 felonies, aggravated fleeing and unlawful, like this is Florida right here, unlawful racing on highway while engaged in coordinated street takeover. How do you engage in a coordinated street takeover while you're racing on a highway? Like, are we racing or is it a street takeover? That's 2 different things, right? If we're racing, we're racing. We're doing 100 plus. If we're doing a street takeover, we're doing burnouts and donuts on the highway or wherever we are at the time. It just, I mean, I understand a lot of people don't like street takeovers. I don't like street takeovers, but I also don't like, you know, kind of excessive abuse of force. Like, this was just too much, man. Like, he tore his car up. It looked like he lost the wheel. I don't even think the wheel was flat. Like, he just lost that motherfucker. Like, I didn't even see a rim. You know what I mean? And then you're yanking all these kids out. And they're kids, man. Be honest with me. Some of these dudes are probably still high school, you know, first year of college, if they're in college. First year of college, you know what I mean? You're yanking these dudes out at gunpoint. putting them on the ground, throwing the cuffs on them. You saw the cop, your man, 160 pounds of a trooper. He was sitting there antagonizing the dude, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You got my man in the back seat crying. I'd be crying too if I was in his situation. You know what I mean? I'm about to get hit with 2 felonies for no reason, for no other reason than being a passenger. They arrested the passenger too. And you saw the operation. They were just going from street to street, getting everybody. So, I mean, tell me, maybe I'm too lenient, too loose on this, you know? Normally, I'm conservative or, normally I'm pretty conservative on stuff like this. I don't like street takeovers any more than the next man. But I also don't like when kind of police officers trump up charges that don't necessarily need to exist to begin with, if that makes sense. Like this right here, if you had flashed your lights, 5 state troopers pulling in, flashing their lights is enough to get everybody to roll out. Like it's over at that point. You saw everybody running. Before you even turned the lights on, everybody took off running. I mean, you didn't have to chase everybody and their damn mama down. You know what I mean? And then yanking people out the car, throwing them in the back seat. And you heard what the officer said. Hey, listen, we don't know what's going on right now, but we do have to detain you, throw you in the back seat of the car, and then we'll figure it out. He specifically said, I don't know if I'm taking you to jail. We don't know what's going on. I'm just going to detain you until we figure it out, which means this is all ad hoc. Like this is just, let's just figure it out as we go. So what are we going to charge them with? Shit, I don't know. Let's charge them with unlawful racing on a highway while engaged in coordinated street takeover. That's a felony. What? Aggravated flee into elude. Okay, I understand that. You took off on the cops. But at the same time, it's like, if you stop, you would still be getting charged with goddamn the first felony, the unlawful racing on the highway, street takeover bullshit. So it's like, you might as well take a risk and just get the hell up out of there. I mean, that's what we used to do. You know what I mean? Like, I never just stood back. I'm running with the crowd. I'm running with the pack. If everybody's running, we're running too. I'll be damned if I'm sitting there trying to be a good Samaritan, good citizen type, and they come and tackle me to the ground. Hell no, you're going to earn that. You're going to earn this ticket against me. You feel me? But I just thought that this was a little excessive. Comment below. Let me know how you feel. I thought FHP was on one this particular night. Like, this dude was born in 2000, man. My man's 24 years old. You feel me? One of the other dudes was born in 2001, 23, 24. Like, come on, man. Just pull up, flash your lights, everybody takes off. It's a done deal. If there's a drug deal going on, or if there's guns being shot, or if you're taking over a legitimate intersection, I get that. I can understand the response, because at that point, you're blocking not only pedestrians, but you're blocking potentially emergency vehicles, law enforcement. I get it. But if you're in the parking lot of a Target and it's late at night, Target is already closed. All of these businesses are closed. The only business that was open was Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? You don't need to be at Dunkin' Donuts late at night. What you need a coffee for? What you need a latte for? It's too late. Take your ass home and get some rest. But I mean, I just didn't like it, man. At approximately 12:26 a.m., come on. Everything's closed. Flash your lights. They'll scatter. Move on. I thought this was a little bit excessive on Florida Highway Patrol's part, but you guys talk to me. Maybe this was justified. Maybe this was according to the book. And if it is, then, you know, I'll retract my statement. But I thought that this was excessive, man. Like, subscribe, comment, talk to me in the comments, man. Stay out of Florida, man. Peace.